Welcome to Is That Your Kid? 30 Days of Halloween. Todd and Jake, fresh out the cut, celebrating 30 Days of Halloween, the best way we know how to mimic, what was that instrument that you said it sounded really
theremin.
The theremin. Can I Halloween a theremin? Halloween theremin.
Theremin's just typically just make tones. Like,
so
I've heard them before in some of your favorite songs. You just didn't know it.
Okay, list those songs.
I don't know. Bands use them.
First rule of improv: be funny in the first 10 seconds. I think we did it. I think.
All right.
All right, so
tell them what we're doing here today, Todd.
We have so many crazy things planned today. All this month, we're going to give you gimmicky, weird Halloween stuff. And today, we're going to talk about some weird curses. We're going to talk about JFK. We're going to talk about the Kennedys killing Marilyn Monroe, because that's what I believe.
Whoa.
That
that's a statement, everybody.
That's an imperative statement.
Todd just made a statement.
We have a great band later on, Mindtroll. They're going to be debuting a song. And I told Jake when coming to his house today, we had a miscommunication. He was coming to my house. I was coming to his. We met in his driveway. I came with 2 pumpkins. And we've spent the morning cleaning their guts out.
We got the goop out. We spooned it. Todd, tell everyone how many jack-o'-lanterns you've carved in your life.
I have never carved a jack-o'-lantern in my life. This
everyone,
is my
do you
first
believe
time.
That?
This is my first 26
now,
years
26. Now tell everyone how many times you've gone to the pumpkin patch.
Every year.
Every single year.
In memory.
And you've gotten a pumpkin every single year.
Yeah, I've gotten a pumpkin every single year, and everyone knows you got to get the white. You have to go early to get the white ones. And I've gotten the white ones. I've never carved one. I've never carved one.
These are orange?
So, yeah. These are orange, but I'm saying to go to the pumpkin patch, I know the difference between white and orange.
I'm not sure. I know you have some eye trouble in your one eye, and I'm not sure.
The bad eye thinks white. The good eye thinks orange.
Yeah.
That's a story for another pod. How my left eye's all messed up. Maybe
sort of blind. Don't tell the DMV or the driver's license center.
No, I never have. Mm-hmm. I never have before. But you gotta go to the pumpkin patch, and listeners of the ITYK universe out there, to get the white ones, you gotta go early. That's a rule of thumb that we all know.
I don't know that.
I'm into corn mazes. I love corn mazes. I love apple cider.
So you like the fall?
I don't like the fall. I don't like the weather. I just like corn mazes.
You're also allergic to hay.
I'm also allergic to hay. One of the first times, and this is Schramm's farm that I go to, when my parents were together, and it was me and my sister. So it was the 4 of us. I don't really know my age. I do now.
What?
I do now. I don't really know the age that I went to Schramm's farm to walk around and gather pumpkins, but I was young enough to be carried, which is physically, not emotionally. Emotionally, I'm still young enough to be carried, so if anybody wants to carry me emotionally,
it has nothing to do with age. It has everything to do with the fact that you're about 120 pounds.
Yeah. So, but I was probably about 3 to 4 years old. And
did you know that at the time?
Did
you know you were 3 or 4?
I don't know. Probably. But I went with my sister and my parents, and there was goofy, gimmicky, scarecrows set up in arrangements with hay.
Those are not Todd. Scarecrows aren't goofy or gimmicky. They serve a purpose.
They scare crows, but they were gimmicky because they were really somebody once told me this. I dress like a scarecrow.
You did have a flannel on today,
and it's below 70 degrees, so I do have a tassel cap on. But they just look real stringy and real wiry, and they were set up, and there was hay, there was pumpkins, and my mom. I do remember this part. I do remember being put down in hay. Completely.
Laid down like baby Jesus in swaddling cloth in hay.
I remember her physically putting her hand over my mouth and pushing down.
Away in a hay bale.
And my sister was crying. But they were taking pictures, and after a while, like, after 3 or 4 of these guys were set up, I went home, and I remember waking up, again, I'm not sure my age, but I remember waking up very uncomfortable is the best way to put it, and I had then realized that I was itchy as well, so I was like, this is a problem, this is a problem. Even a 4-year-old knows if you're itchy, it's a problem. Even a 4-year-old knows that. And, so I actually broke out in a giant rash. My arms, up to a little bit past my elbows, were all red. My face was red, and my neck, especially in the crevices of your neck, they were so sweaty and red and just garbled up with, like, bumps. So I then had to go to the hospital. And since then, I haven't been as allergic to hay. But I am still allergic to hay. I don't know if it's that bad though. But something with that said that I haven't previously discussed this with you. But these pumpkins we're carving, we're going to be taking pictures of these every week, and we want people to send in emails at isthatyourkid@yahoo.com. If you have a better pumpkin, I will eat a handful of hay.
Number 1, that's BS, because mine is going to be so sick.
Well,
we didn't carve these yet.
No.
Did we tell them that?
No. As the episode goes on, if you hear any stabs or cuts or any weird noises, Jake and I are carving a pumpkin each. So if you do email in and say Jake's pumpkin is better, I will eat a handful of hay on this.
No, don't. You will die.
On this podcast. Next week.
If you do eat a handful of hay, you might forget your age and get very uncomfortably itchy.
My mom might have to put me down in hay. This is really hard to cut.
Are you doing it right now?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting right into it.
You're making my pumpkin shake.
Well, that's the idea. I'm trying to get you off your pumpkin game.
Oh, jeez.
My pumpkin is going to look somewhat like the Green Goblin, I think, by accident.
So we gooped out all the goop. And by goop, I mean scoop. So we scooped out all the goop.
We gooped it out as well.
Oh, boy. That was cold. There was actually frost inside of our Todd, did you leave them in your car?
I did leave the pumpkins in my car.
Oh, jeez.
And, do I pull this out? Do I pull, like, if I carve some, do I pull it out or poke it in?
You could poke it in.
Okay, I'll poke it in. Oh, it didn't poke all the way through.
You gotta just
go
on. Round.
But Schramm's Farm, I recommend it. Best pumpkins around. Go early for the white ones.
All right, if you live within 10 miles of Todd or I, Schramm's Farm. Okay.
Yeah.
So Todd and I scooped out the goop. Have you ever scooped out goop before?
I have never scooped out goop to a pumpkin.
That's crazy. So we talked about how the better you scrape it, the longer it will last.
Yeah.
Which actually brought us to the point where we're thinking, like, how funny it would be if we took a picture every week of our deteriorating pumpkins. Let's just see how long it goes.
Yeah.
If they hold up till November, fine. But what I'm thinking is, at the end, I just really want to smash them on video.
Yeah, we'll put that on the YouTube.
We should smash them.
Speaking of social media, big announcement, huge announcement. We now own isthatyourkid.com. So just go to isthatyourkid.com. It will forward you to our Podomatic website, so we don't have to spell Podomatic anymore, and you can subscribe on iTunes from there. Sleazy E Eric, he's actually the owner of it, and I was trying to actually buy it, and he said, I won't charge you for this. He said, I'd feel bad charging you for this. So the biggest fear is that this podcast gets more popular than it already is, and he then sells us back our own domain name for a lot more expensive than $12. But a website is coming. Isthatyourkid.com will be a fully functional website.
Very exciting stuff. Very
soon. I got one ear carved out of our pumpkin.
Ear? Why do you have an ear?
I have an ear on the face of the goblin.
I'm pretty sure it's a skull.
Okay, well...
Let me see that stencil.
Okay, well...
That picture you've drawn.
I thought it was an ear, brother. Like, is that an ear?
No, that's a skull. That's like part of his skull.
Alright, well, I got part of the skull cut out. I thought it was an ear.
But you know what, Todd? I don't want to... This is your first experience. If you want it to be an ear...
Yeah.
It's an ear.
It's
an ear as far as I'm concerned.
Jake has shown me a lot over these past years of what it is to be like a human. We were just talking about that right before we went on air. Jake is kind of like my older brother, but I'm actually older than him by some years, like 3 years, probably, something like that.
I'm 20. I'm gonna be 25 in November.
Oh, that's not that bad then. I'm gonna be 27 in December.
Hey, are you using one of those little carvers?
Yeah, you want this one?
That little one.
Yeah.
I'll try this one.
Okay, try that one.
Okay.
I got one ear or part of the skull out. Of that too. And
oh, this one's great. Oh man.
You know what I regret is not, since we were going to do some JFK stuff today, I regret not making this JFK's head, but like post gunshot explosion head.
I wouldn't regret that.
Okay, maybe I don't regret that, but as everyone knows out there, John F. Kennedy, JFK, he was shot in Dealey Plaza.
Oh, my eye just fell out.
Is that good?
I don't know. Take a look.
Oh, yeah, I think that's okay.
Go ahead, Kennedy.
Yeah, so Kennedy was assassinated during a parade in Dallas, Texas, in Dealey Plaza. And Lee Harvey Oswald was the fella who shot him, or so they say. Now, I've been deep into, I don't like the Kennedys. I've already mentioned that before. But the past couple weeks, Jake knows, when I get involved in something, I get really just it absorbs my life for a couple weeks, and then I forget about it. Well, I've been looking up and watching documentaries and reading weird websites about...
And going on forums.
And going on forums
I'm
about
sure.
this.
I don't know that, but I'm sure you've been on forums.
Oh, yeah, I've been on JFK forums. But there's a lot of weird stuff, and since this is Halloween... And we talk conspiracies, the JFK assassination conspiracy. Now, all our parents at least remember JFK's assassination. It was huge. You know, and the generation before that had Pearl Harbor. And the JFK assassination in America was somebody's Pearl Harbor, not mine. I guess we had September 11th. But
that's right.
So so it goes. Lee Harvey Oswald shot 3 times. Hit the president twice, one being the kill shot to the head. And then 2 days later, Jack Ruby killed Lee Harvey Oswald, shot him right in the gut in an underground parking lot. And that was it.
I thought it was like a subway.
No, it was an underground.
It was like a subway.
They were transporting him. And so he
grabbed someone's gun, right?
He was just like, boom, and shot him right in the stomach. And just like Jack Ruby was then rushed to the hospital, but pronounced dead. And no, excuse me, Lee Harvey Oswald was pronounced dead. Jack Ruby.
Because I think he tried to grab someone's gun out of their holster.
Yeah, and
you know more about it than me, but tell me everything.
Yeah, he had the gun. But and that was it, and the door was closed. But the problem about that is the door should have not been closed, Jake. There was so much left to do. And I've read a book, and I've been on forums, so obviously I know something because it's 2014. And to be logical about anything, all you have to say is you read it on the internet, and all of a sudden you're a genius.
That's right.
So I'm an expert at this, so thank you for going to me with your questions. But
you're welcome. I'm finished with my noses. And
your
by
noses?
I mean nostrils.
Okay, I'm gonna go into the top brain skull part of this and cut right down.
Now, what part of the goblin anatomy would you say that is?
It's
brain skull.
The brain skull would be like the frontal lobe, probably.
Tails is here with us. Tails, you want to smell some of this goop?
Yeah, get in that goop. You probably love smelling that goop.
He's hesitantly... Nope.
And so Lee Harvey Oswald fired 3 shots in 5.6 seconds. And, that's the first thing that was really fishy. So they actually, in the late 60s, CBS set up a tower and a track to set up the heights and distances where the shot was fired. So the exact height, the exact distance, and what they did is they had like a little motorized thing on a track that just went down the track, and it had a silhouette of the FBI agent on it. And the cart on the track was going 11 miles per hour, roughly. The JFK car was going in the parade. And they set up a tower, so the exact angle...
I'm knocking eyes on the floor.
The exact angle and the direction of where the shot came from. Because the idea was, with that kind of gun, they were just like, there's no way that he could have fired it and loaded 3 shots and hit with 2 of them in 5.6 seconds. So they had 11 expert marksmen shoot this particular gun, and I know absolutely nothing about guns.
It was a. Are you saying, was it a bolt action rifle?
Yeah.
That means you have to not reload, but recharge another round into the chamber.
So they wanted to prove the theory that he couldn't have shot 3 times with this kind of gun. So they brought 11 marksmen in to shoot at this silhouette on the track that they had set up below the tower. They had also set up, so the height and distances were the same. And you want to know how many people were able to do this? Expert.
Do you want me to guess?
Yeah. Out of 11, how many marksmen you think hit that
this is
target?
the United States government, and we can only scrounge up.
Yeah.
11 marksmen.
Well, this was by volunteer, because these weren't people in the know. These were people that just volunteered to do this, so they were against the government more or less. There was only 1 marksman that was able to do it out of 11. The same quote-unquote shots that Lee Harvey Oswald took. And that marksman had to do it 3 times. So he had a few practices. 1 marksman on the 3rd time was able to shoot 3 shots in 5.6 seconds. No. And so that marksman by the name of Howard Donahue, it took Howard 3 attempts to actually shoot the silhouette on the track that they had set up. And so that right there tells you a lot going on. And something else that was really weird about that, a lot of people on the ground that day in Dealey Plaza said they smelled gun smoke. And a weird thing about that too is after Kennedy was shot and killed, he was at the hospital. There was a law in Texas that if somebody dies in that state, the autopsy has to be performed in that state. They did not perform the autopsy in Dallas.
Well, he's the president.
Right. Well, that was the argument. The argument was, well, it's the president, so if the president does it, it doesn't break the law. And the Secret Service was just like, nope, he's not getting the autopsy here. We have to get him back to D.C. And the head doctor was like, listen, this is law. This is what we do. And they were like, you know what? Jackie O's really upset. Everybody's upset. Let's just take the body. So they took the body without doing an autopsy back to Bethesda, Maryland. And on the way, they loaded his body into Air Force One, and that's when Lyndon Johnson was sworn into oath. And Jackie O, which is like, she wore that pink dress that her husband's blood was all over for 2 days. And she told Lady Bird Johnson, who is Lady Bird Johnson, Lyndon Johnson's wife. Why
all of a sudden you nicknamed her Lady Bird?
I didn't know. The world nicknamed her Lady Bird.
Okay.
Lady Bird asked Jackie, like, why are you, like, not to be rude, but why are you still wearing that dress? Like, there's blood all over it. And she said, I want them to see what they have done to Jack. So she wanted the world to see her covered in her husband's blood. Who's
Lady Bird?
Lyndon Johnson's wife.
Well, who's Jackie O?
Oh, God. JFK's wife.
Oh, okay.
Lyndon Johnson got sworn in on the plane. But the actual autopsy was performed in Bethesda, Maryland.
So it didn't go to D.C.?
In that area. And they said that the autopsy room that day was like a circus. There was like 20-some people in there just hollering at one another about everything, while dead JFK is just chilling on the table.
No head, really. No
head, parts of his head. And that's when more rumors came around saying that, that there was gun smoke at ground level. If a gun wasn't fired on a lower level, like on street level, we wouldn't have smelled that. And they're just like, forget that. Don't worry about it. And so they hurried that autopsy, and you want to know a really crazy part of the story, and this is a mystery to this day. to this day, the biggest mystery and the weirdest part that you never hear, George Berkeley, okay? George Berkeley was JFK's personal doctor. George Berkeley went to the doctors in Bethesda post-autopsy, took them aside, and was just like, hey, it's been real, but we want JFK's brain. And they're like, well, why? And he said, well, his brother wanted his brain. And he's like, I guess so, since you're the Secret Service and this is the president. So George Berkeley gave the Secret Service JFK's brain. And to this day, they don't know what happened to the brain. So JFK's brain...
Buried without him.
He's buried without his brain. And there was a lot of other things that went into it, but the brain part, there was some falsified x-rays as well, that the guy who did the x-rays was told to tape bullet fragments inside JFK's head. Something else, the first two bullets that hit, the first bullet that hit him went through him, through a car seat, then through the guy in front of him, yet the second bullet that hit him just exploded on impact, thus being two different bullets, because they acted, the ballistics tell us that they acted two different ways, the bullets. So they wanted to put the fragments of the first bullet in his brain so they would think it would be the same one. So falsified documents, brain disappearing acts, blood on Jackie O's dress for days, makes me think that John F. Kennedy, JFK, here's my opinion. Lee Harvey Oswald shot 2 times. He missed the first time. He hit the president the second time in his neck, which has been documented. That wasn't the kill shot. Somebody else fired the kill shot, and I think it was one of the Secret Service agents. I think, and this is a personal opinion, based on what I know, which I'm a genius on this because I've been researching it for 3 weeks, and that's all you need to do.
Right.
You just, to make it a formal imperative statement on something, know it for 3 weeks. That's the rule. Anything over 3 weeks, okay. You just
know it all.
I think that Lee Harvey Oswald, they wanted it to be look like an outside job, so they got Lee Harvey Oswald to do it, and he had 2 bullets to fire. By the way, they only found 2 bullet casings where Lee Harvey Oswald shot. They didn't find 3, they found 2. So Lee Harvey Oswald shot once, missed, shot twice. That's the bullet that went through the president, went through the seat, and went through Jack Connolly in front of him.
No, wait. Jack Connolly covered the president up and got shot through him. It didn't go the other way.
No. It went through JFK first, through the seat.
You sure about that one?
I swear to you. Jack Connolly sat in front of the president in the car. So it went through Kennedy. This is not the kill shot.
I got you.
The bullet went through his neck, through the seat, through Jack Connolly, and then through Jack Connolly's wrist. The ballistics tell us that the kill shot exploded on impact. So why didn't that bullet explode? Because they were 2 different bullets.
So you're thinking
2 different
Oswald
guns.
Failed and the Secret Service finished the job.
Absolutely. That's what I'm telling you, Jake. I think that Lee Harvey Oswald shot twice, missed the first time, hit the president the second time, and Secret Service was just like, you blew it, and then they just shot him, and that was it.
Hence all the crazy that goes along with
So if you hear any other rumors of something else happening,
tell them they're stupid.
It didn't happen. You heard it here first. The true story of the JFK assassination on 30 Days of Halloween is that your kid. So how's your pumpkin coming over there?
Dude, I am killing it over here.
I'm not so much killing it.
I'm on the gums. Mm-hmm. I'm on the gums portion. Now the gums is something tricky. It's a layered effect where you shave away part of the orange skin and you leave the rind behind to give it sort of like a texture.
Yeah.
I've never been great at it, but I'm giving it a shot here because why wouldn't I give it a shot here? So here I am.
Are you feeling better?
I am, sort of. Well, I am feeling better.
How was your week, my man? Because I didn't really hear you.
It sucked. It was very busy.
I didn't really hear much of you this week.
That's because I didn't really hear much of myself.
So your mind shut off this week.
What's that?
You said your mind shut off? Because you said you didn't hear much of yourself even.
Yeah, I had a lot to do. Just busy, marching band. Oh, we got practice, Monday, Wednesday. After Wednesday, I went home, woke up, went with my school to this camp, and then we stayed at this camp Thursday and Friday. This is all very boring stuff, but what I did find, it was like a cool like science outdoors camp. Yeah. And I dig that. I think I liked it more than the kids. Okay. It was awesome. It was up near Grove City, Pennsylvania. Yeah, they have that weird mall there. It was kind of outdoors. Well, it was very outdoors. Very cool. Had a very nice cabin. Dude, this food at this place. Yeah. So nice. All organic stuff. So if people like dig that, like, what's my chicken be eating before I eat the chicken? All good stuff.
People always say that. What's my chicken be eating?
Yeah, I think
they all want to know.
Portlandia made a skit on that. Very funny. That one. But I ate like a chicken sandwich. I ate like fresh cod stuffed with random stuff. Oh boy, it was.
Any grouper?
No grouper. I went to a marsh. Okay. I caught a frog. I caught a salamander. I caught a crayfish. Whoa. Dude, the salamander was my favorite though. He's real little.
Best catch of the day?
That was my favorite catch. Jake's catch of the week. That was a salamander. Look, dude, I
would love a Jake's catch of the week segment.
Every week I go out and try to catch some wildlife with my bare ass hands.
Dude.
So this week,
file print.
We could say I caught a stonefish nymph. I caught a salamander. I caught a crayfish.
Wait, back up. A stonefinch?
Oh, it said stonefish. I meant stone fly.
Stone fly.
Now, stone flies are given their name based on what they hang out at. Yeah. And they hang out on stones.
So there you go.
So as nymphs, they swim through the water. And nymph is a early stage. Okay. If something's a nymph, that means it's going to continuously shed its exoskeleton. Okay. Until it becomes full grown, like a Pokemon. So a nymph, anything that becomes a nymph is like a stage 3 Pokemon. Okay. Like it sheds its skeleton, and then it comes a little different. It sheds its skeleton, its exoskeleton again. It comes a little different. The thing is, it'll keep doing that until it's like full grown. Yeah. When you think about caterpillars, they don't do nymph stuff. No. Because they just go caterpillar, cocoon, butterfly, or moth. Right. And that's what they do. But the nymph stages takes a lot longer, I believe. I don't know. I don't know that. I won't go on record to say I don't know. But
I will. You know.
It takes a lot longer. So I've caught a couple nymph stages, or that's what the nature lady told me. They're kind of the annoying kind of outdoors people, nature people. Okay. Like, they wanted you to find some, like, mites and stuff in the water. Yeah. They went so far as to say, like, make sure you pour the water. Bring up the water, see if you find anything, and when you're done, make sure you pour the water in gently back into the stream.
Weird.
Like, come on. Like, there's not enough, like, it's just water. Yeah. Like, don't pour it on the ground, please.
Ew.
That's make sure you pour it back into the lake. Because we went to a lake, we went to a stream, and then we went to a marsh. And they let the kids like be little scientists and like check the pH balance, which basically means the acidity in the soil. Yeah. And we checked the soil in the forest, and we checked the soil in the marsh. Very acidic, having a low number of pH.
Oh yeah, yeah. Acidic is very.
On the other side of acidic, it's called alkaline. Oh yeah. That's something that doesn't have a lot of acid in it. Yeah. So Todd, which one would you think would be more acidic, the marsh or the forest? Which one would have more acid in the soil?
The marsh or the forest? You gotta go marsh.
You're saying the marsh is more acidic?
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta go marsh.
You gotta go marsh.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
That's a fallacy. I can't be wrong.
No. Marshes have more alkaline properties based on the fresh water that's sort of in there. Marshes actually act as sort of like a filter. Like a colander. Okay. And it sifts out all the stuff and kind of refreshes the water, kind of like your fish tank kind of stuff.
Did you learn that at the...
I did. So the forest, much more acidic, had a pH of about 4.5 to 5. The marsh was up to 7 and 8.
Well, for an aquarium, because I have a freshwater aquarium, you want it to kind of keep it at a 7. Your pumpkin is looking a lot better than mine, man.
Well, this is your first pumpkin rodeo.
This is my first pumpkin rodeo.
That's what I'm saying. Don't be sad.
Well, this week I've been doing a lot of the past couple weeks actually, because we haven't had a podcast in a couple weeks, so I could give you a couple weeks.
Well, hey, I'm not really. I did more than that this week.
Okay, we'll keep going.
After that, I took We took the marching band all the way up to Youngsville, Pennsylvania for a band competition. That was about 3.5 hours for us.
Yeah.
That was a trial. So I got back at 2:30 in the morning last night. So if you were worried that I was low energy, that was why.
Yeah.
That's the reason. It's a 3.5 hour bus ride both ways. That'll make some things happen. Basically. So that was my week. Oh, I just made a grievous error.
Oh, dude. My whole life has been a grievous error.
Oh, don't say that.
And this pumpkin is just another. Add that to the list of some. See, when I cut through this pumpkin, man, like it doesn't. I don't see the back of the pumpkin. I see like. I can't really explain. It, like.
You mean you expect the surface and you don't realize the depth of it? You kind of have to. Once you cut through it, you kind of have to shape the insides.
Okay, because that's.
So don't be afraid to shape the insides. And once we're done, we're gonna open up the lid.
Yeah.
And clean up
all that junk in there.
Right. Right. So after we do all that, that's where we're at. So
past couple weeks,
Go for it.
I talked about on the episode 29, my fall calendar concert update.
Ooh, let's talk about our surprise concert.
We have a surprise concert?
Well, Todd, you went through that list where you named like all the concerts that you plan on going to, and then the very next day I was like, surprise! I'm at a Jake surprise concert, and guess what? Todd just showed up.
Yeah. That's what I love doing that stuff. Yeah, we could start off with there because I
didn't give any concerts that I was going to.
No. Jake went to be honest, I can't remember the band's name.
To be honest, I don't know it either. Just kidding.
he had texted me about. Asking me where I was, and at the time I was seeing the Velcro Shoes. Duh. I was seeing the Velcro Shoes play in Pittsburgh, and they had just finished up their set. You had then said, why don't you, like, I'm at a show, and I said, where? He said, the south side of Pittsburgh, and I was like, I'm there. And minutes later, your boy Todd shows up, ready to party. Traditionally, that's my thing. I'll show up. I'll give it a go. And so I had fun with you that night. Hung out with Aaron a little bit. That's always fun. And then on Thursday, I saw Y. It was awesome.
Yeah.
You
saw Afghan Wigs too this week, didn't you?
Yeah, dude.
You're wearing their shirt.
I'm wearing a brand new Afghan Wigs shirt.
Pop.
On Friday, I went with Little Mike and Lisa to see Cloud Nothings. And it was a good experience because, like, I like when people go to shows with me because not a lot of times people do. And so I had a couple shows where people went. Lisa was real excited to go because she's like, I love Cloud Nothings. Turns out she had them confused for another band. So what, though? So what? She went, and I think they had fun. I didn't ask them too many questions about it because I was afraid they didn't have fun. But I think they did. They were troopers about it, and they went. We had a good time. And then on Saturday, I saw the Afghan Wigs. And I had Instagrammed over to you how proud of me, how proud of you should have, how proud of me you should have been.
That's right. Todd actually talked to an artist.
Yeah.
A musical artist. Todd never does. If I go to a show with Todd and the band's just lingering around like feet away from us, he won't go say hi. And I understand that, but Afghan Wigs?
Yeah.
Or Cloud Nothings? Afghan Wigs, you did go up and say hi.
Yeah, because Afghan Wigs aren't just your, a couple great albums and they disappear. They've been a band since as long as I've been alive. And they did make a reunion. They did a tour of Pittsburgh last year because they got back together last year, and I saw them. This time I had the opportunity to meet them. It was noted before the show. They were saying that, they'll be meeting people after the show. That was at the merch table. They were saying that. And so right away, I was the first in line after the show to meet them. And then I let a few people cut me because I didn't want to be the first in line because I didn't know how exactly it would go. So I was just like, you guys go first. I'm kind of a meeting musician virgin. They weren't. And I'll tell you what, I said a lot cooler things than they did. They weren't nervous at all. And as soon as they went up there, I thought they blew it. Because they were just like, they just did the normal,
really like the set.
Really like the set. You guys are cool. You guys are cute. And I was like, I got better stuff for you. I had Greg Doley, the front man for the band.
In tears.
No, he was not in tears. He actually, I don't know. I don't even know if he liked me, but I had good questions. I came prepared, and he had a book out with a writer. He did photographs in this one book. I brought the book for him to sign, and I had so many questions about his photography. And I was talking like industry terms, photography. Like I was saying, like, is this medium format? Blah 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 blah. All that. And he just looked at me and he said, "No, I took these with an iPhone, bro." And I was like, God. "Oh no!" But I didn't blow it though, is what I'm trying to say. But
you were sort of disappointed that he just used an iPhone.
Yeah, I was.
You could go on record to say.
Yeah, I was disappointed. I just was like, I was just so happy that I had something to talk about finally, and like, it wasn't. It just fell on deaf ears, so I felt like a dummy. But I did in fact talk to him, and I got a picture of him with him too. Dude, I am going hard on this nose.
I hear you, and I think the mics hear you.
I hope the mics hear me, because this guy is looking butchered.
Well, let me turn that around. Let me see it halfway through. Todd, let me see it. This is the big reveal. I haven't seen Todd's pump yet. What is that piece down at the bottom? What's that?
What do you mean?
Those cheekbones.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do they look like weird earrings? I like them.
Yeah, man.
You just gotta be real careful with that mouth.
Yeah, that mouth.
It looks like you got the Wu-Tang Clan in there. Right in the middle.
So it's kind of like a pseudo Wu-Tang pumpkin. But, so email us, isthatyourkid@yahoo.com, and let us know what you think of our pumpkins. And if you like Jake's better, if I get more responses for Jake,
why is it a competition?
Why
does it have to be a competition, Todd?
Well, because you won last week. You wanted the breakathon. I need revenge. I need breakathon revenge.
Well, okay.
And thank you guys for downloading and listening to the breakathon, because
that was my favorite.
Yeah, I think that was probably our favorite episode. I think collectively. We've probably had better episodes, but as for like fun episodes, I think that one was pretty much the bee's knees. And it turns out that this pumpkin will in fact accidentally look like John F. Kennedy's splattered head when it turns out. So this pumpkin, I think, would fall under the terms of the Kennedy curse. And to kind of
Kennedy curse?
The Kennedy curse.
What's the curse?
Well, if you're a Kennedy, bad stuff happens to you.
Okay.
And people think that's karma related because of a lot of different things. They just say the Kennedys were bad people. And I actually have a list of stuff what happened to the Kennedys. I was looking at this with little Mike the other day. This goes back to the 40s, okay? Rosemary Kennedy was often believed to have been mentally challenged, okay? And some sources have claimed she was suffering from mental illness such as depression. Because of her increasingly violent and severe mood swings, her father, Joe Sr., arranged in secret to have her undergo a lobotomy.
Oh my.
So, in secret, Rosemary Kennedy's dad got her a lobotomy. Like, surprise lobotomied her.
That's not nice.
And that's when the curse started. Based on Rosemary. May 13th, 1948, Kathleen died in a plane crash in France. August 23rd, 1956. Jackie Kennedy, gave birth to a stillborn daughter who they named anyway. They named Arabella. She came out as a stillbirth, and they named her anyway.
That's sad.
Yeah. August 9th, 1963, Patrick Bouvier Kennedy died 2 days after his premature birth. So, back in the 60s, the 50s and 60s, Kennedys weren't even correctly making it out of their own womb. Their own mom's womb. They couldn't defeat their own mom's womb. And this is the big one, which we talked about, November 22nd, 1963, U.S. President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas. Lee Harvey Oswald was charged with the crime, but was shot and killed by Jack Ruby 2 days later. The FBI and the Warren Commission officially concluded that Oswald was the lone assassin. However, people like Is That Your Kid podcast concluded that those investigations were seriously flawed and that Kennedy was probably assassinated as a result of the big C word, brother. Conspiracy.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it goes on and on. And June 19th, 1964, Ted Kennedy was involved in a plane crash in which one of his aides and the pilot were killed. He was pulled from the wreckage by a fellow senator and spent weeks in the hospital recovering from a broken back, punctured lung, broken ribs, and internal bleeding. June 5th, 1968, U.S. Senator Robert F. Kennedy was assassinated, and that's it. And he was running for president. So Robert F. Kennedy, he was running for president, was killed in California. So he didn't even make presidency, and he was already killed. So in the 70s, and goes back to John P. Kennedy II, August 13th, 1973, was the driver of a car which crashed and left a passenger, Pamela Kelly, paralyzed. So he didn't die. He just made somebody else's life a whole lot worse. Ted Kennedy, back on the list here of the Kennedy curse. In 1973, he had his right leg amputated because of bone cancer.
Oof.
He has a lot of problems, continuously problems. In 1997, Michael Lamont Kennedy died in a skiing accident in Aspen, Colorado. 1999, John F. Kennedy Jr. died when his plane crashed in the Atlantic Ocean over the coast of Martha's Vineyard.
Are you still doing new stuff?
Yep.
How many of there are there? There's so many.
I'm skipping a lot. Too. No, okay. Brother, I'm skipping a lot.
Do you think someone wanted the Kennedys wiped from the face of this earth?
They wanted to turn their whole life I don't know, man. It's a conspiracy, the Kennedy curse. September, and like I said, I skipped a bunch. I think
this curse is forced. I think someone is the curse.
Well,
some organization.
July 16th, 1999, John F. Kennedy. Oh, that's the one I just read. September 16th, 2011, Kara Kennedy Allen died of a heart attack while exercising in D.C. Health Club. Kennedy had reportedly suffered from lung cancer 9 years earlier, but she finally recovered after the removal of part of her right lung. She just got good enough to officially be better and died while exercising. May 16th, 2012, Mary Richardson Kennedy hanged herself on the grounds of her home in Bedford, Westchester County, New York. Lastly, July 13th, 2012, Carrie Kennedy sideswipes a tractor-trailer on Interstate 684 while under the influence of drugs, which Kennedy claims to have been... she accidentally took them thinking they were her thyroid medication.
Also, a conspiracy. Look, people are out to get them.
Cancer, murder, all that kind of stuff. And they just resulted in what we now know as the Kennedy curse. How's your mouth doing?
Let's take a pause and just get some scrape noises.
Okay. I hope these scrapes are picking up.
Alright.
And there's a lot of curses out there. That being an almost important curse, I feel like. But a more important curse, and I think you know where I'm going to go with this, is the Madden curse.
Nope.
Yes.
No, it's not.
Yes, the more important curse here to date would be the Madden curse. And so that's right, Jake.
No, it's not.
That's right, Jake. We're going to go mad about Madden.
No.
Halloween edition.
Yeah.
Not every great player is a great guy. Not every great player is even a good guy.
ITYK, here to stay. I'm mad about Madden every single day.
So, the Madden curse, what do you know about the Madden curse?
Give me 2 seconds. I'm scraping goop.
Scraping goop. He doesn't even want to talk about Madden.
Can you tell?
And of the 18 players that have been featured on the cover of Madden...
Wait, I know this.
17,
something bad has happened to every one of them.
Yeah, 17 of them either have had career-ending injuries, had just really crappy seasons, shortened careers. Some have just disappeared. Like, they're still players in the NFL, but they're just not good. Big ones that come to mind, Dante Culpepper, Peyton Hillis was one of them, Vince Young.
Our very own Troy Polamalu.
Yeah, but...
nothing bad. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, that wasn't that bad.
But still, he got hurt.
His career after that Madden cover, have you really heard about him since that day?
It's over.
So he's still playing.
So back up, Todd.
Yeah.
Okay, this Madden curse.
Yeah.
It is a video game that's released every year, just in case.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah,
it's a video game about football.
Yeah.
Named after what? John Madden?
John Madden.
John
yeah.
Madden. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it's Jack Madden or John Madden.
Yeah, John Madden. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Jack Madden probably too. Jack Madden. Shout out to Jack Madden if you're.
So every year they feature a player that did pretty well the season before, and
Yes,
guess
sir.
what? They never do well after that.
They never do well.
Is it more important than the Kennedy curse? Probably not.
Probably not.
But we're in Mad About Madden. Todd,
yeah.
take it away.
My Madden team, man. To back up a little bit, we were focused on my first season as the coach of the Washington Redskins. I had a lot of immaturity on my team, a group of guys who I admitted that they weren't the most talented bunch that I've worked with. But I'll tell you what, Jake, once those locker room problems, we let bygones be bygones. Some of the veterans were helping the young kids out. We made a run that I want to say that I'm most proud of. I've won a lot of championships. But I actually took this team to the playoffs. In a bittersweet moment, we did lose in the NFC Championship.
Oh.
So we did not make the Super Bowl. A lot of problems on defense towards the end of the year, but the offense was on point, my friend. And we kind of trudged along until we couldn't trudge any longer. And that's what I told them in the locker room. Starting season 2 with the Washington Redskins, I made a lot of changes on defense. I have 2 new starting cornerbacks. I have a rookie strong safety.
You can't do season 2.
Yeah.
No. This is a season. This football season's 2014 2015. You just can't keep going. You have to wait a year before you do another one of these.
Oh no, there's no way. I play probably 8
You
seasons. 8 seasons.
You can't just do that.
This segment's not going to end. There's not a way that you can end this segment.
All right, let's compromise.
Yeah.
You have to end when football ends, and you can start up again next year.
Okay, well that's fine. I could get a lot of seasons in.
Oh my god.
And so 2 new starting cornerbacks. I have a starting rookie strong safety, and Charles Woodson. All you football guys out there, you know who that is. He came out of retirement to play on my defense. So we're in season 2, and what I like about this team is past championship teams that I have led. I've actually brought in players from those teams. They were out there on other teams, because we all go our separate ways. It's from time to time.
You gotta do you. You gotta do you.
They went other places for money or other reasons. I brought people out of retirement to play for me, and I traded for my boys back. So if some of my players were on another team, I traded for them back. And so they're on my team going forward. So, Jake, that does end Mad About Madden this week.
You're looking for dynasty stuff. Mm-hmm. You're going dynasty.
Mm-hmm. Well, update on our pumpkins here. How spooky does this look? Give it an honest opinion of what this looks like.
I think you accidentally cut out the mouth.
I did, but I just went
I have
with
a
it.
great idea. You should give it some tusks at the bottom.
Yeah?
You see where those little earrings are on the sides?
Yeah, do you think I should
connect
just
tusks
to that?
Yeah, you want me to? I'll give you some tusks.
No.
It kind of looks like Predator, and I fucking love it.
Okay, well, I think I'm gonna continue on with this through that. I'm gonna draw this. Out here. But during our break, I gotta put this pumpkin back. As the Is That Your Kid 30 Days of Halloween marches on, we want to welcome our first musical guest of this endeavor. It's everyone's favorite band, Mindtroll. And for those who don't know Mindtroll, you go to mindtroll.bandcamp.com. They're out of Brooklyn. And as you guys know, we try to focus on up-and-coming Pittsburgh acts. But with these 30 days of Halloween, we wanted to think outside the box. And we wanted to have different bands in to go with our theme. They're actually debuting a song. I know Jake's really excited for it. Mindtroll fans, I know you're really excited to hear it too. So this is Mindtroll with TV Surprise. And we'll be back right after this, after I carve some tusks into this thing.
This is Mindtroll.
It is possible to never drink water and never use
So, and that's your TV surprise by Mindtroll. You can check them out, mindtroll.bandcamp.com. Mindtroll.terribleinformation.org is their website.
What? That's awesome.
Yeah, mindtroll.terribleinformation.org. Unfortunately, they don't have shows coming up because one of the band members injured their wrist, so I think they were looking to debut that song live. So, again, we're very thankful to be a part of it. Go to mindtroll.bandcamp.com. Support them through Halloween and beyond. So I'm going to now attempt to carve tusks into this thing. And from what I make of it, I have blown it big time. Jake is over there. He is just like a surgeon with this. I did not know that Jake had experience doing this. And I'll tell you what, I've never seen an art form outside of music that fit him better.
You think this is my niche?
like this is, I think, I've never seen him more, aside blowing into a trumpet, or whatever you do into a trumpet, this would be like the second. This is the second. You should see him whittling this in such a delicate way. I'm gonna, so give me some pity votes. I'm looking for some pity votes.
It's not a competition, Todd, but if we want to make it. I just drooled a little bit.
Nice.
I'm really concentrating on this. I'm trying to do the gums.
So if you would have to say something to the kids in the Is That Your Kid universe about carving pumpkins, what is like the Jake method to carve a pumpkin?
Think from the skin in. You gotta think skin in. So what you want to do, if you see up here, Todd, I've done gums. Now I cut out the gum first, and then I cut about halfway through the rind.
You keep saying the word gums.
Because I put gums on my guy.
Yeah, you did.
He's got gums.
Do all successful pumpkins have gums?
Now, what I am upset about, Todd, is that dumb marker that I used.
Yeah.
It filled in my pokey holes.
Okay.
I poked holes. My strategy, everybody, think the skin in. Draw your stencil on a piece of paper. Use thumbtacks. We used, what do we use? Paper clips. Yeah. We just paper clipped our stencils right to our pumpkins. And then what I like to do with the same thumbtack or what have you, I like to poke holes as a stencil. I don't like to actually draw on it.
Yeah.
And I poke holes and just carve out the holes. I connect the dots. So what I've done is I carved halfway through the gums to kind of give it a 3D, not 3D, but just a sort of texture.
Yeah.
Because most pumpkins have teeth.
Yeah, okay.
They don't have to. Mm-hmm. But it makes the teeth a little bit more maybe worthwhile if you can see said gums. Mm-hmm. So what I've done is...
Still with the gums?
Shut up! I got gums for days. Alright, so I've been carving these gums out. This is the trickiest part. Like I said, this texture stuff is hard. I'm not good at it.
Yeah.
But I'm giving it a shot because why not? Why not? We're here. We're carving pumpkins. I didn't expect to wake up and do this today.
Yeah, I didn't either. 20 minutes before we said, we were making a time to record today. And I was like, here's a last minute idea.
Todd, I'll tell you why that I'm getting so into it.
Yeah.
It's because there's no way out.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm drawing something, I could just throw the paper away.
Yeah.
But, like, if I leave a pumpkin half finished, I've now ruined and wasted your money.
Yeah.
You bought this pumpkin for me.
Yeah.
So I feel like a sort of obligation. And you know about me, obligation. I can't shirk away from that.
He can't shirk away from an obligation.
Did I make that word up?
Yeah, you can't shirk away from it. I get you. I've had a week this week that I felt like I grew up a lot this week.
Whoa, okay.
And
is it because you saw your bands and talked to one of your favorite bands?
Yeah. I talked to one of my favorite bands of all time, but it was more so, it's kind of hard to explain. But like Todd from 2 weeks ago is not the same Todd from last week or the Todd from today.
Okay.
And I feel like a couple things happen. And I'm not going to mention their names because I don't know if whatever, but I'm not going to mention their names. I had like two good friends growing up, and for different reasons. Oh, we did score. Pittsburgh touchdown. I had some friends growing up that, like, I guess two of my best friends, like before I started hanging out with like you, Jake, and our friend group.
Okay.
I had two friends, and they weren't friends themselves, but like if there was something to do, I hung out with them. And then just, for any other reason, like we stopped being friends. We stopped being friends for a while. And, some stuff happened in both situations. And it was just like, okay, I guess I have to find friends. And that's when I kind of found you guys. And I still loosely talk to those particular people when we were first friends, but over the years, again, just no contact. Well, I had heard from my mom that one of those friends got married.
Whoa, your mom knew this?
Yeah, my mom knew this because she ran into this particular person's mom. And I was like, oh, once upon a time, I probably would have been a best man in that wedding. And now I didn't even get invited. And I was like, you know what? That's fine. He had told his mom that we had all moved away. This person said the reason why, like, we don't talk anymore is because my family moved away. And I was like, wow. So that had, like, so, but it kind of gave me closure in the sense of, like, I know that person really doesn't care. That person really doesn't care. And I was like, you know what? That's okay. That's okay that he doesn't. Like, it's like, that was just an answer. That made me realize that he doesn't care.
Okay.
And I was like, that's, because for a while I was just like, well, who even knows why stuff happens? And that was just one of those things that I was bummed about, I kind of thought about it later on, because when I first heard that, I was like, oh, well, whatever. And then I thought about it when I was by myself, like, later on, and I was like, that's messed up, man. You know what?
That is messed up.
I don't care about you anymore anyway. Forget it. And the second friend, actually, he moved away. And he came back to Pittsburgh, and we hung out last night, and it was like the best.
Yeah?
It was the best, yeah. I like stayed over his new house, and we had a really good time, and we talked about a bunch of stuff. We played wrestling video games, which anybody that plays wrestling video games with me, it's probably we're brothers for life,
Yeah, that's pretty.
And so we just kind of did that, and I think I'm gonna be seeing him more often than not.
That's sick.
So it's just like
I think we used to play Team Fortress 2 with that friend.
Yeah. That's the same friend, and he's just as weird as he used to be. He doesn't have heat in his house.
Oh, okay.
And it was around 30 degrees last night when we were sleeping, and I slept on his floor, and he was weird enough that he had bought new pillows, and he did not want me to open the pillow. So I slept on a plastic-covered pillow. Like
on the floor.
A pillow in plastic and with a blanket over top of me. And it was 30 degrees in the house for whatever reason. And so I thought that he was just used to this. And then I asked him in the morning. I was just like, weren't you cold last night? And he's like, oh, yeah, I was, of course. And it's so, like, I don't know. So, like, I feel like, as they say, when one door closes, the other opens. I finally got some answers in two different fronts of how I was with two different people. And I'm happy about both. Because I think the spot that we were in, for both parties, I think it's over. It's over. So that's why today I was like, Jake's been around. Jake's been a great dude to me since I met him. And, why not share this experience while carving some pumpkins up for him?
Well, Todd, I'm glad to have you as a friend and a pseudo older, experienced brother.
Yeah, so, like, you're cool with me, I'm cool with you, and I hope that if you're ever mad at me, you just let me know, and I'll let you know.
I promise not to tell my family that you've moved away.
Okay, yeah, please don't, because that is really weird. But here is my... I did do the tusks in the pumpkin.
Wait, you did the tusks?
Yeah.
Oh. That's not where I was
going.
Like, so, you know what's sick about that?
Yeah.
It sort of looks like a merman, like a scary, awful.
You like that?
Terrifying merman.
So whatever happened, So.
Stop holding it up at me. I can't handle it.
So I think the Kennedy curse, Madden curse, Mindtroll. Thank you for being on the show. Carving pumpkins. We have a lot planned for the rest of ITYK 30 Days of Halloween, but at this point, I'm going to throw it over to the man I just gave a lot of hype to. Hopefully he comes through in the clutch at the end here. Sometimes he doesn't. Thanks you for listening. I'm going to throw it over to Jake to send this episode out, baby.
That's a sandbag. Todd.
Yeah.
You just made an awesome pumpkin, brother.
Thank you, brother.
That was your first one?
First one. Ever.
And You did it all by yourself over there.
Yeah, all by
No
myself.
guidance.
No guidance.
You did it.
I may have needed some guidance, but I did it without
I
guidance.
can't wait to see how it deteriorates. And
Yeah.
in about 30 days, roughly, I can't wait to smash it.
And you can check isthatyourkid.tumblr.com. We're going to be posting every week these pumpkins to see how bad they look.
All right, everybody. I hope you had a good week. I had a rough, busy week. I have a cold, but I'm going to kick this cold's ass real soon.
Nice.
Real soon. You kick your own respective problems' asses.
There you go.
Just get over it.
Preach on.
Preach. Keep going.
One door closes, another opens.
That's one door closes, another door opens. One door closes, 3 doors open.
Ooh.
3 doors down for you. 3 doors down, you might have a new neighbor that doesn't like you.
Yeah.
But guess what? You have 3 old neighbors that do like you.
There you go.
That's it. Maybe you live alone on your street and you don't have any neighbors. That's alright. Leave some milk outside for some cats. Boom, 3 new cat friends.
I wanna be a Kennedy. I wanna be tall and handsome. I'd conquer the world, and you'd sit on television. If I could be a Kennedy, if I could be a real heartbreaker, I'd watch you crash into my arms with the stars into the barrel of a gun. We die young.
Best catch? Catch of the day?
That was my favorite catch, Jake's catch of the week. That was salamander. Look,
Dude, I would love a Jake's catch of the week segment.
Every week I go out and try to catch some wildlife with my bare ass hands.
Dude.